The Art of War by Sun Tzu. What if I told you? One of the most powerful books ever written about success was not meant for business, not meant for self-help, but for war? Yet today, CEOs, athletes, politicians, and entrepreneurs all study it like a survival guide. This is The Art of War by Sun Tzu, a 2,500-year-old masterpiece that still shapes how we think about strategy, power, and victory. And in this video, we're going deeper than a simple summary. We'll uncover the hidden philosophy behind the book, the most powerful lessons you can apply today, and the uncomfortable truth about why winning often has nothing to do with fighting. What this book really is. Let's be clear, this is not just a book about war. Yes, it talks about armies, spies, and battlefields. But at its core, this book is about strategy in life. Sun Tzu believed something revolutionary. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Think about that. Winning without conflict. Power without chaos. Success without destruction. This alone makes the art of war different from almost everything else. Know yourself. Know your enemy. One of the most famous lines from the book. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. This is not just about war. This is about self-awareness and understanding others. In modern life, the enemy could be your competition, your weaknesses, or even your own mindset. Most people fail, not because they lack talent, but because they don't understand the game they're playing. Strategy over strength. Here's a brutal truth. Strength alone doesn't win. Strategy does. Sun Tzu teaches that. Avoid battles you can't win. Strike where your opponent is weakest. Be unpredictable. This applies everywhere. Business, school, relationships, even personal growth. Hard work matters, but smart work wins wars. Adaptability is power. Another key lesson. Be like water. Water is soft, yet unstoppable. It adapts. It flows. It changes shape depending on the situation. This is one of the deepest ideas in the art of war. Rigid people break. Flexible people survive and win. Deception and perception. One of the most controversial ideas in the book. All warfare is based on deception. At first, this sounds negative. But look deeper. It's about controlling perception. Appear weak when you are strong. Appear strong when you are weak. Make your opponent miscalculate. In today's world, this shows up in marketing, negotiation, leadership. The game is often not about reality, but how reality is perceived. The power of information. Sun Tzu places huge importance on intelligence. Spies, information, awareness. Because the truth is simple. The more you know, the less you risk. In modern terms, research before making decisions. Understand your environment. Don't act blindly. Information is power. Emotional control. War is chaos. But the greatest generals remain calm. The art of war teaches. Never act out of anger. Never make emotional decisions. Stay disciplined. Because once emotion controls you, you've already lost. Why this book still matters today? You might be wondering, why are we still reading a 2,500-year-old war manual? Because human nature hasn't changed. We still compete, struggle, make decisions under pressure. And the principles in the art of war apply to entrepreneurs, students, leaders, anyone trying to succeed. This book is timeless because strategy is timeless. Criticism of the book. Let's be honest, this book isn't perfect. Some criticisms. It can feel vague and abstract. It doesn't give step-by-step instructions. Some ideas, like deception, can be misused. If taken the wrong way, it can encourage manipulation instead of wisdom. So the key is balance. Use strategy, but keep your integrity. So, is The Art of War worth reading? Absolutely. But only if you're willing to think deeply. This is not a book you just read once and forget. It's a book you reflect on, revisit, apply over time. Because the real battlefield is not out there. It's in your decisions, your mindset, your life. If you found this review helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And tell me in the comments, what's your favorite lesson from the art of war? Because sometimes, the greatest victories are the ones no one sees.